Good afternoon, everyone. We have a very special presentation this afternoon, and for a really special reason. And we are honoring Charlotte Callan today. Many of you know about the situation that happened October 24th during the Thriller Parade right here in downtown Lexington. And I'll tell you a little more about that when I read the proclamation. But we're so happy that all the folks up here are with us today. We have several council members. We have Fire Chief Jason Wells and our two special firefighters who were involved in saving Sarah's life. Firefighter Matthew Dixon, firefighter Kyle Carr, thank you. We have Councilmember James Brown, and he is Ms. Katzenmaier's council member. We have, of course, Charlotte Callan, and, of course, Sarah Katzenmaier. So, as we begin, I'm going to kick right off with reading the proclamation, and then I'll ask a few folks to come up and say a few words. So, Charlotte, will you join me? Thank you. Whereas during the Thriller Parade in Lexington on October 24th, 2021, participant Sarah Katzenmaier experienced a critically dangerous cardiac event. And whereas several crowd members started well-intentioned but incorrect actions to help, and whereas University of Kentucky student and UK healthcare employee Charlotte Callan, who happened to be a nearby spectator, stepped up to take control of the life-saving care by performing CPR chest compressions for nearly 10 minutes. And whereas doctors credit Charlotte's actions for helping save Sarah's life, and whereas February is American Heart Month, which serves as an opportunity to focus on the prevention of cardiovascular disease, and whereas Charlotte exhibited courage and a commitment to helping others, which exemplifies the spirit of Lexington. Now, therefore, I, Linda Gorton, Mayor of Lexington, in honor of her heroic actions, do hereby declare February 17th, 2022, Charlotte Callan Day in Lexington. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I've asked Charlotte to say a few words. I know her parents, her proud parents, are here. Thank you for coming. All right. We'll first turn it over to Charlotte. Thank you. And you can use the podium.
First of all, I'd like to say that I'm honored to receive this award. I'd like to say that my parents are educators. My dad is a retired professor, and my mom is a retired RN. My mom taught CNA classes for a couple of years at BCTC as an adjunct professor. As a young child, I tagged along and watched her instruct BLS and CPR training to her students. Over the years, I watched my mother respond to emergent situations. Without hesitation, she would spring into action armed with a first aid kit she had packed in the car. I've always admired her ability to use her education and critical thinking to swiftly bring aid to others. When I embarked on my journey through college, I wanted to blend my natural love of science and my desire to help others. This set me on my path as a pre-med student to pursue a career in medicine. Solidifying a career in medicine requires incredible dedication and sacrifice. I worked as a full-time employee throughout my time as a pre-med student to be able to afford the expenses of college while sustaining a living. To be honest, it has been extremely difficult at times. In my minimal spare time, when I am not studying or working, I jump on opportunities to become an integral part of the community while preparing myself for my medical journey. This includes shadowing, volunteering, tutoring, and working in medical research labs. Last March, I jumped on the opportunity to be a part of a massive rollout and initiative to vaccinate the public against COVID-19. I became certified to administer vaccines through an elective class offered by UK's Pharmacy Services. In order to become certified to administer vaccines, I needed BLS training, which included becoming certified in CPR. I was eager to be an integral part of the global initiative to end the unprecedented global pandemic. We learn these basic life support skills to arm ourselves in the case of an emergency. On the night of the Thriller Parade, I knew I could use my passion for medicine, my swift critical thinking, and acquired skills to give Sarah a fighting chance for survival. I did not anticipate having to take control of the situation by being assertive with others so I could perform this aid. I am proud I was able to take command in a hectic situation to restore order in a fearful crowd while successfully delivering CPR to Sarah until EMS arrived. This experience has had a profound effect on me. I feel I'm fully capable of responding appropriately by using my medical knowledge to help others in the near future as a medical doctor. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite Councilmember James Brown to the podium. He represents Ms. Katzenmaier. He's your district council member.
Yes, he is. He knows me well.
I think so.
Thank you, Mayor, and to my fellow council members for joining us today as we recognize Charlotte for her heroic deeds. When Sarah sent our office the email asking for an opportunity to recognize this special hero/shero, the mayor's office was quick to respond and make this today's presentation possible. I think what Charlotte did in the face of an emergency situation in the middle of COVID during a festive event in downtown Lexington there's no way to put in words how important it was. And the fact that, and one of the things I don't want to get missed on today is not only did she administer CPR, but she took control of the scene. Somebody has to lead and somebody has to step up when things aren't going the right way, and that's what she did in this instance. So I just want to say thank you to her for her bravery, her courage, willing to step up and do for her fellow Lexingtonian what was needed to be done. I'd also like to thank our first responders, all of our first responders, from the 911 operator to our police department, and especially our firefighters for responding to this emergency. And then also Ms. Sarah for reaching out and making sure that she recognized and celebrated and thanked everybody involved with saving her life. A lot of times we see these incidents take place and never know how they fully end or who was responsible for doing what, so taking the opportunity to say thank you is important. So as we continue to observe Healthy Heart Month, let's continue to exercise, be safe, be healthy, and to say thank you to our first responders when they answer the call. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. And Councilmember Brown brought up our public safety team. I want to thank Chief Weathers for being here, Police Chief. I believe he has Commander Schnelly with him. We appreciate your presence also. With that, I'd like to ask our Fire Chief, Jason Wells, if he would say a few words. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. On behalf of the Lexington Fire Department, I would like to say that we're honored and privileged to be able to be a part of this incident. I want to thank Firefighter Dixon and Firefighter Carr for their actions. But we know that we are only a small part of the chain of survival that has to take place in order for one of these cardiac arrest incidents to be successful. And The probably primary part of that chain is early CPR, and that was exactly what Charlotte was able to provide. So that was critical to this incident. So I want to take this opportunity to let the public know how important learning CPR is. This is something that's critical, and you never know when an opportunity will present itself to save a life. So certainly go out there, find a CPR class. If you're not sure where to go, the Lexington Fire Department Community Service Bureau offers free hands-only CPR. You can access that through our website, or you can call 859-231-5662 to get that scheduled for your group. So congratulations to those being recognized, and hopefully we can continue to see wonderful outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Wells, and thank you for your message about learning CPR. It's a really great message for everyone. Finally, we're going to hear from Sarah Katzenmaier, whom we are very excited is here with us today.
Me too.
I know you are. Welcome.
Thank you. Charlotte, do I look better than the last time you saw me?
Now, that was your costume, right?
That's what I looked like when she stepped up. How do you thank somebody who saved your life? I've been grappling with this since I woke up in the hospital. You feel thankful, you feel grateful, you feel humbled, you feel a little overwhelmed. And I did not rush to meet Charlotte face to face because it was so overwhelming. What do I say to this person who saved my life? At the Gill Heart Institute, they give you a grateful journal to keep after you go through this episode that I went through, and they ask you to write down 5 things you're grateful for every week. I've been writing the word Charlotte a lot, sometimes 5 times a week. My husband and son, thank you. My parents, thank you. I'm sorry they couldn't be here. My sister and my nephew, thank you. All my friends and family have asked me to thank you. I think there's a reason our paths have crossed. I don't know exactly what all those reasons might be yet, but I'm still trying to explore those. But Charlotte stepped up and saved me. And just knowing that, I know there's some reason we're connected. One thing we've agreed on is that we want to spread the word about CPR. Every citizen should learn CPR, period. Every citizen should learn CPR. There's a 5-minute YouTube that will hold you over until you can take one of these classes that have been mentioned. You should do that. It's most likely that you're going to save someone very close to you. This incident was different, but usually you're going to use it to save someone you love. As much as I love and appreciate the first responders and how many ambulances we have and the wonderful hospitals here, the single one data point that matters the most about recovery for an incident like I had in a community is how many people know CPR. Think about that. How many people know CPR around you is a higher data point of recovery than anything else we can spend our money on. So everyone needs to learn CPR. I'm not going to stop preaching this. Did you know that we passed legislation in Kentucky in 2016? All high school graduates are supposed to take CPR. They don't have to get certified, but they're supposed to take it. As far as I can tell, that is not being mandated. It's not being watched. It's not being policed. Sorry about that word. Anyway, we need to make sure that we make that happen. And I'm going to wrap it up and just say, Charlotte, I am still trying to come up with a way to let you know what this means to me. I'll let you know if I ever do.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. And before we go to any questions, I'm really happy that you brought up, Sarah, that we never know when we might need CPR. Many years ago, I gave CPR to my daughter, who was in a crisis, in my house. And it was before our wonderful EMS folks could get to my house. You never know when you might need this skill. So thank you for saying all of that and for mentioning the YouTube so that people can go on and watch before they have an opportunity to take a course. Thank you. Thank you all so much. We thank all the folks at UK. There's so many people to thank. I know Councilmember Fred Brown is your council member, Charlotte. I know he's proud of you, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. He said, oh, yes.
May I mention the two doctors? at
Yes,
UK?
Dr.
Dr. Gupta and Whiteside.
And
Thank
Dr.
them.
Whiteside. Both are UK cardiac specialists
Gill.
at the Gill
Yes.
Heart Institute. And, you know, we say this often and it sometimes sounds trite, but it does take a village, right? And in this case, you had a wonderful village. So thank you all very much. If there are any questions, we have folks who I'm sure will answer them. Thank you.